Oh, I just can't wait. It's starting. Oh, hi, viewer. Have you heard? The tournament is starting. What do you mean, what tournament? The Nocti Ascension Rites. Personally, I'm rooting for Selket. She's my favorite, and that's because she is our way off this island. I was able to get into contact with the producer. He refused to send help. Our ratings are so dire that, and I quote, "You two are not worth the money." So I made a bet with him. If Selket wins the Ascension rights, he has to send the boat to pick us up. And if we lose, don't think about it. Well, have a seat, viewer, grab some popcorn, and let me walk you through Unreal Championship 2, the Liandri Conflict.
From the windswept barrens, from their breathtaking ocean cities, they come.
The Nocti, they renamed the Anubians from the last game, Emperor is dead and the throne is up for grabs. According to their tradition, that means a tournament is to be held. The winner, and by proxy the strongest warrior, gets awarded the right to rule. But in the world of Unreal, you can't hold a marble competition without the Liandri Corporation coming in, sponsoring the tournament, and turning it into commercialized slop. I mean, just look at this editing!
Get crowned Emperor of the Nocti planet.
Let's hear a few words from Selket.
Selket?
Anubis?
Metal Gear.
Here is our main man, Anubis, a disgraced Nocti prince of the Radi family who pussied out during the last tournament. Selket, this fair-bosomed maiden, is his almost ex-wife. She was set to marry him, but after Anubis skedaddled from the previous tournament, she left his scrubby ass. I think he got over it quite well.
She certainly got me at attention.
Got something to say, soldier? Speak up!
A healthy response from a mentally sound man. Selket is announcing her entrance into the Ascension rites. Out of pure spite, I guess, Anubis enters the tournament once more. But he can't go at it alone. He'll need a mentor. That mentor is Sobek, a tournament vet, who's going to give our skills a little brush up.
Welcome to basic training.
But before we get to all that jumping and shooting fluff, let's first take one step back and start with our character. In the Ascension Rites campaign, we're stuck with Anubis, but in the tournament ladder mode, we can select our combatant. Now, there are 3 flavors of hero: light, medium, and heavy, or as I prefer to call him, Neapolitan. First, the nitty-gritty of the characters. Your class determines your health, movement speed, and melee weapon damage. Each character has his own starting weapon, melee weapon, and adrenaline abilities. Take for instance our main man, Anubis. He's a Nocti, so starts with these Scarab pistols, which function the same as a disperser pistol from Unreal, a Nocti staff, which I think is just a regular staff, and this list of adrenaline powers, of which I'm not going to explain everything. Look it up in the manual. Now let's switch to a character that's a bit lighter. This is Sapphire. Wait, I ended up picking Sapphire? Huh, what do you know? The Cross episode reference. Sapphire is a human, so she gets double enforcers and a set of ice blades which freeze her enemies solid after a couple of hits. She's also noticeably squishier and relies more on her speed and agility to keep her alive. She's also got some cool abilities. Maybe I should explain the adrenaline system. Much like the last game, the adrenaline pickups litter the map and collecting them fills up this bar here. One of the first changes from the last game is that you don't have to fill it up completely to use the adrenaline abilities, and characters have unique abilities now. Okay, not all of them are unique, everybody has speed and nimble, and some share abilities, but Sapphire here can tell her enemies to cool down for easy kills, and Anubis has whatever this does. It's berserk from the last game. So, we've picked our character, we've loaded in, now it's time for all the jumping and shooting fluff. The movement has been deepened from roadside ditch to Mariana Trench. So let's start with the biggest change you might have noticed. We be third person now. Kind of. With a tap of that black button, you can zoom out into a third-person view, giving you a wider FOV, allowing you to see more of the battlefield. Personally, I prefer the first-person view. It's nicer when aiming guns, but even in a third person, that isn't so hard thanks to the new lock-on. Unreal Cyclist 2, the Liandri Conflict, throws its proverbial shit against a hypothetical wall that is the eternal battle to counteract the slowness of controllers. Its solution? Sidestep the issue and track the target for you. This doesn't mean that aiming is completely trivial. While we can lock onto an enemy, it won't center our crosshair like Call of Duty will do in ADSing. It's like pressing R3 puts a box around your enemy in which you can fine-tune your aim, allowing the pace of the game to stay high while not taking all the skill out of it. Even without locking the crosshair, it does track slightly, so even if you're not so keen on it, it's not like you're stranded without any assistance. As for moving that dump truck, or freight train, around the arena, things have changed since Unbelievable Contest 1. The double tap dodge double tapped itself with a two-step and into a bottomless pit. Dodging is now done by holding a direction and pressing jump, which works much better. I'd say it's better than Yusi Juan, the Castilian Succession, but I can see that some people wouldn't agree with that. It's cool that they also added this new wall jump mechanic, but I don't really use it much. I mean, what are you going to do? Out-jump the splash damage? It's cool that the AI uses it, so I can get this stiffest guy on the dance floor vibe. No, my main complaint is the default movement speed. It could have been a tad bit faster. Even the lightest characters are just a smidgen too slow for my taste. It might have been a conscious decision, they say it is a much needed boost of speed after all. Oh, and there is some kind of look spring enabled by default, but a quick trip to the options menu fixes that. Oh yeah, max pipes please. So what about the back of the box feature? Melee combat. Not yet, just later. After a quick crash course with Sobek, we start our ride towards the capital to register for the Ascension tournament. It seems that Selket's not very fond of our entering into the tourney and tells this bloke to stop us. His plan? Send a couple of dinky robots to kill us before we make it there. Needless to say, his idea came up short. We arrive at the capital, get some new drip, and a taste of betrayal!
Surprise, kid. What the hell are you doing?
Oh cool, respawning is an in-universe thing. Or getting teleported the moment before the bullet impacts?
Teleporters change things, huh?
Oh, don't worry, he teleported before jibbing. Anyway, we grab some butter and toast his buns before moving on to this little intermezzo cutscene.
Good to be here.
I'm not going to show you all of these, they're like the nipple pasties on the stripper that is this razor-thin plot. If you want to see all of them, you'll just have to play the game. Or watch them online, or download an emulator and play the game, because Epic Mega Games never re-released this game on anything other than the original Xbox. Our first matches are uneventful and just open up more weapons to select before the match. I'll just explain the weapon selection real quick before anything big happens.
Flawless victory.
In UC2 TLC, we have a sort of arena shooter light setup. Unlike the last time around, we don't need to pick up our weapon in the arena. Instead, we select that from a menu. But we don't spawn with any ammo. That we'll have to scavenge every time we spawn. I'm a bit so-so on this one. On one hand, less weapons work better on a controller. On the other hand, I switch weapons even less. Golden combo, rocket launcher and stinger. Okay, wait, hold that thought. Let's go over the weapons real quick. See if you can find out why this is the golden combo. There are two types of weapons in Hallucinatory Showdown 2, the Liandri Troubles. Explosives, heavy air quotes, and energy, heavier air quotes. Let's start with the explosive weapons. And my baby, the rocket launcher. It's unchanged from Concrete Harmony 1, the frame rate resolution. Main fire, 1 rocket. Alt fire, multiple rockets. Still as good as ever. Alt fire, build up a set of rockets and fire them drunkenly. Let's just say, I've already got that one covered. Next is, what else but the flak cannon? It's exactly the same as the last time around.
5 kills remaining.
Except for the smiley face of the flak grenade. Following that is an actual grenade launcher, a new addition to the UT arsenal. Its primary fire lobs a single grenade that detonates upon contact with a player or a set amount of time. Press the alt fire and stick a proximity grenade to a surface, leaving a nasty surprise for the enemy. And topping off the explosives is the Ripjack, back from UT1. It fires a spinning blade that bounces around the arena, or allows you to charge up said blade for additional damage. Or charge up the blade in question and place it as an explosive landmine. However that's supposed to work. Moving on to the energy weapons, which are only energy weapons in the same sense that my kitchen processor is an electric car. The sniper rifle. The shock rifle returns from UC. Okay, there is more to the sniper rifle. Firing unscoped now does a quick 3-shot burst that does less damage per shot. Alt fire still lets you zoom in, but now fires a single high damage shot with headshot potential. The Stinger is basically a minigun that does more damage the longer you fire it. And man does it chew through ammo while doing so.
Holy shit!
Its secondary ditches the more damage for a slight homing on your bullets, which is quite nice when you're trying to take down a low health target. Now it's only a slight hone, don't go expecting it to do all the aiming for you. For that we use good old accuracy by volume. The biorifle.
Fuck, everybody knows that
The biorifle.
can't do shit other than suck dick.
It's back. It's here. An actual energy weapon. Welcome back, the shock rifle. It's exactly the same as last time. Okay, so you might have noticed that most weapons are gimmicky as hell. Lay down mines or try to ejaculate on your enemies. And then you have a weapon like the rocket launcher. Just aim and shoot. And then shoot again, because you didn't account for the travel time. When you can only pick 2 weapons, you're going to take the one that's the most simple, straightforward, and versatile one. So which one will it be? The rocket launcher, or the slightly worse rocket launcher? Or the way worse, slightly worse rocket launcher? There is a bit more variety when it comes to the viability of energy weapons. The Stinger is the best, but not by a large margin. The sniper rifle is perfectly viable, for instance. Eat my ass, bitch! It's like I'm 15 again. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, Sapphire and her Gimp tried to screw us over in a 2v1 insta-gym match, but she failed epically, allowing us to advance to the next match. A new game mode called Nolly Slaughter against a Scar.
We subjugate all inferior races, not just humans.
Okay.
Anyway, Nolly Slaughter is a game mode where contestants go around and slaughter helpless Nolly in melee combat. Melee combat. Okay, it's time. Let me say this with a bit of grace. It's posterior. In a game centered mostly around ranged combat, melee just doesn't have much of a place. Sure, you can lock on and close the gap quickly with a jump attack, but that isn't going to stop the flak shrapnel or rocket headed toward my face.
5 kills remaining.
Oh, but you can use the shield. Oh, shut it. Waving that gay little shield around is like pulling your dick out to keep your mom away. You're not going to accomplish much and you'll still get blown. Even in 1v1 melee engagements, it's still useless. You can try to block, do the whole song and dance, or just... Here, watch! Block this, ya fucking casual! I mean, they tried. You have a heavy attack, light attack, the shield, the finishers. Oh god! There's a bunch of stuff that should add more depth, but it's wasted. It's just shooting somebody is way more efficient. They could have tried to make ammo scarcer, so you'd have to fall back on it more, but that would mean that, ironically, guns would be even stronger, as now you can't just whip out your own rocket launcher. Maybe remove all the guns and just leave the melee weapons, but Can you really call it an Unreal game without the flak cannon, shock rifle, and biorifle? Yes, even that piece of shit belongs. Maybe buff melee damage? You see what I'm getting at? It's nigh impossible to work melee combat into the game in a meaningful manner. It doesn't help that melee combat is kind of frustrating, and Nolly Slaughter shows that. Slightly missing a Nolly because he's just out of reach, only to have him run away, or air dashing an enemy only to pierce right through him and plummet to your death, are good ways to give me a massive rage stiffy. Anyway, Lauren is back.
She looks great.
You know Lauren, she was in the original Unreal tournament, and this lady in the Unreal Championship cutscene. Okay, apparently Brock, this bloke from UT1, or this champ in UC, died trying to avenge Malcolm, this lad, after Unreal Championship cover art chap crippled him. So anyway, she decided to shave her palms out of grief or something and cut too deep. But she got resurrected and is back in action. Her game mode is pretty fun though. Welcome to Overdose. There are 2 spawn points located in the center of the arena. A white and gold one. On one of these spawn points, a ball with the corresponding color will spawn. Similarly, there are 2 goals that match the colors of the balls. You can deposit the ball at any goal to gain 3 points, but if you manage to get the ball to the matching goal, you'll get 6 points. Well, what if you didn't make it to the ball in time? Now, you're on the hunt for the ball carrier. And if you manage to score the killing blow, you'll get 3 points and the ball respawns after a couple of seconds at one of the 2 spawn points. So you try to deliver the ball as fast as possible. Right? Not quite. See this meter on the right? When you're holding the ball, it will slowly fill up with radiation. Once it's full, or as I call it, hitting stage 3, and manage to deliver the ball, you'll get to go to town on the competition with invisibility and double damage. I'm not going to mince words here. This game mode is fun as fuck and lends itself really well to tense moments. Frantically dodging everybody's attacks as they focus you down while holding the ball, or scrambling to the ball carrier, fragging your way through the other pursuers, desperately trying to prevent the carrier from delivering the ball, and getting those buffs and going to town. Kino. My only complaint is from something I haven't brought up yet. There is another way to score points. Kills net you 1 point each, which kind of means you can win the game without ever touching the ball. Yeah, you won't get the overdose effects, but we're here to win. After switching out that piece of shit called the biorifle for a weapon that doesn't lob literal sputters of cum, dominating the overdose match and putting Lauren back in the casket where she belongs, Sobek, our homie who has our back, thank you, tries to vibe check Selket.
Then you dropped him like a hot shit sandwich.
He ran from the politics. And you want him for emperor?
Better than a Liandri whore.
Ooh, take those jiggle physics and get the fuck out! She decides to spare him, and we get on to our next match. Again, a new game mode called Test of Stamina. You and a single opponent engage in a 1v1 duel. The first one to get 3 kills wins the round in a best of 3 match. Yeah, it's not called Test of Stamina for nothing. Pop that Viagra, we're in for a long hard time. This was definitely not a bad game mode to add and fits very well into the game show vibe. I could imagine this as a pay-per-view match. The format naturally prevents snowballing, a thing where one side starts racking up an increasing advantage until the other side is drowning in his shit. You can shit on somebody from so high, he thinks God himself is unleashing the Kraken on him. But once that 3rd kill is scored, everything resets and you're back to square 1. It can result in matches dragging on a tad bit too long. But thank God there is a time limit per round. It wouldn't even have been that big of an issue if the map would swap each round, you know, spice things up a bit. Maybe it was a technical thing or something.
All races are inferior.
Well, at least he isn't racist.
Meant for cowards, and neither am
Hey, kid.
Wanna buy some drugs?
Malcolm? Yeah.
Listen, I want you for my team in the real tourney for Thundercrash.
Thanks, but this is my home. Even if I do qualify, it ends here.
Smart. Get out if you can. But you're too hot for your own good.
Anubis, face me!
Oh, hey, that loser is still around. Anyway, he's trying to sabotage us. Our next match is in 7 minutes. If we don't make it in time, we'll be disqualified.
Oh yeah.
We need to haul major ass and fight through whatever Apotheosis throws at us, with only our pistols and trusty staff. Yeah, you know what, fuck it, let's go over the visuals. If Unreal Championship 1 was a piece of wood, it would be a cut of raw oak. Ow! But Unreal Championship 2 would be a premium cut bubinga. Animations are cooler, frame rates are smoother, lighting is colored, and textures are sharp. Oh boy! Yeah, textures and character models can look a bit weak, but that's not much of a problem. When they are close, they fly by, and otherwise you just see them from a distance. And if that means that the game gets to run as smooth as it does, I am all down for it. It holds a solid 25 FPS. It's a shame they also removed the ragdolls and downgraded the jibs, but I'll take that any day of the week over the sluggish frame rate from the last game. Another thing I am not going to mince words over is this game's style. The Egyptian looking Nocti, bulky even more so than the last game, juggernauts, and sleek, sexy. Oh, that clanker's ass got me questioning my loyalty to humanity. Even with that horrible video compression, that magnificent piece still shines through. Yeah, that's not the native resolution of the game. These look horribly compressed even at 576i. Or 720 by 576 for you digital resolution losers. Speaking of being a real dude bro who plays real dude bro games, I think this is where Epic started with the blokes in really bulky armor design that carried over to Gears of War and Unreal Tournament 3. Staying on the style topic, freaking fuck! Have you seen these maps? The set dressing alone is like an angel pissed on my eyes. We've got ruined temples, high-tech temples. I hope you like worship, because we've got temples for days. Jokes aside, damn, these levels look amazing, and they're not all temples. They are, however, very Egyptian. It's a motif that keeps coming back in almost every map. Those massive statues, the braziers. I think that's an altar. Now, there are some maps that break away from it. The giant mining spider comes to mind. But one of those things I notice is that the color palette changes as the maps become more high-tech. The more primitive ones have a nice, warm yellow glow to everything, while the aforementioned high-tech temples turn to a cold blue. An absolute must for an Unreal game is a good soundtrack. And on that, Unreal Championship 2 scores amazingly. Homie, peep this shit. one is going on the regular rotation shelf. The combat soundscape also does a fine job, pumping up a fat rocket load, listening to the enemy jibs hit the floor as a taunt rings in the background while the announcer blurts out your achievements. Never felt so good. And the voice acting is no slouch.
You have won the match.
Lani Minella graces us once more as the female announcer, and we have Cell from Dragon Ball Z voicing Anubis.
Maybe she changed.
I'm a firing Malagon!
After some trial and error, bumping down the difficulty because I had to watch the cutscenes every time, and no you can't skip them and it was starting to get on my nerves, we face our fear of women and robots by beating a sex bot in CTF before heading to the quarterfinals, which is a 6-way deathmatch. Did he just come on himself? Anyway, we win, apparently the first game lied and second place is not dead last, and head to the semi-finals against Selket's current fuckboy.
Dreadfully sorry, glitching system should be fixed at all. Poke around in the meantime.
I'll go ahead and help myself then. Thank you. Hey, I may be a scavenger, but at least I'm not a loser.
No more playing, Anubis. Now you die!
Oh, anyway, did you know this game released in 2005?
Last chance to run.
Damn, they really don't make them like they used to. We finally get an answer to why Anubis ran from the last ascension rites. He was testing Selket. Even though their marriage was arranged, his love for her was true and wanted to see if she wanted a man or an emperor. At first, she wanted to pursue him, but her family refused to let her go, and eventually her burning desire faded into resentful ashes. Now, the time for talk is over. It's time for the final match. And holy fuck! It's like pulling teeth through your ass. The map is a pyramid floating above an ocean with multiple stories linked by jump pads, with the crown jewel a double damage at its peak. This is a hell to navigate with the controller, and keeping track of Selket is almost implausible.
Hey.
You're getting your cock sucked, kid.
But the lock-on. No! It can hardly keep track of her, and you can't see where you're going to save your life.
You cannot run from me, Anubis.
And that god of stiffening plays really dirty. She'll keep jumping between floors and snipe you from the top before running away when she gets close. So, here's what you do. Listen up, kid. Weapons. Flat cannon to shred her jumpy ass up close and knock 3/4 of her health off with a grenade. Energy weapon. Stinger to track her down with the homing bullets. View. Third person. Wider FOV, more vision. Melee. Situational. Starve her of resources by picking up all the ammo you can get your grubby hands on and keep an eye on the double damage. No timer, so develop a feel for it. Can't find Selket? She's probably beelining toward it. Keep that up and...
Congratulations.
You really loved me. I wish I had...
Okay, I know this is supposed to be a very emotional scene, but haven't we already established that respawning is a thing in the arena? Remember when Anubis tried to stop a bullet with his forehead and respawned a couple of seconds later? In fact, here's a quote.
It is unsatisfying to rip them apart only to have them respawn.
And she had no problem respawning when I reamed her ass a couple of seconds ago. But let me guess, the ratings demanded drama, and they disabled the respawning for the last kill.
Incredible ascension rites come to a close. Congratulations again to the new Emperor. We'll resume daily coverage of the Liandri Grand Tournament in a few weeks.
Good night, everybody.
Emperor Anubis, we have so much to do. There's the coronation, your interview schedule.
I was here to stop her, not to win. And now I've lost everything.
Don't be silly, your ratings are amazing.
We'd be honored to sponsor you in the Grand Tournament.
Fuck your tournament. I'm through.
It needn't end this way. She needn't end this way. Not even the Nocti Emperor can afford the Necros process.
But you could. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. You keep winning, we keep paying.
A deal with the devil.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Do it. I don't deserve to lead these people.
No need to worry. We'll take care of things while you're away. Fuck your tournament. That's perfect. We'll use it in the press release.
Dude made it in life. Emperor of a people, massive palace, big titty got GF. A fate most of us can only dream of. Overall, UC2, The Optician's Diagnosis, is a very solid game. It's a shame Epic never did more with the idea. Sure, it's not flawless. The melee combat is so-so, but I appreciate the attempt at shaking up the Unreal formula, even if the melee combat didn't quite stick for me. I was blown away by how well it looks and even more so by how well it runs. If it wasn't for the resolution, I think this could pass as an early 360 game. The music is stellar, and while most of it isn't as fondly remembered as, oh I don't know, Foregone Destruction, I think that comes down to most people not knowing this game exists. You know what? Let's remind Epic of this game. Let's get Selket into Fortnite. God knows they're never going to re-release an Unreal game. Wait, what were we doing? Hello. What do you mean you lost? Okay, so what were those ideas for boosting the ratings? Yeah, okay. But can she keep her trousers on?